these guys think you should be in abusive marriages.
I agree with that.
I want to ask like one more scenario, okay?
Please.
What about if two people get married, they have a kid, and then the wife starts cheating? Do you think they should divorce?
Absolutely.
They should divorce then?
Jesus himself
You don't
said.
think
But it wasn't
Jesus,
illegal.
hold on. Jesus
And you
himself
could like
said.
work things through, right?
Jesus himself said, in cases of adultery, divorce is
So you think that
permissible.
divorce is worse than physical abuse?
For the
Or
children,
cheating, sorry. You think that
Cheating
cheating
is
is worse than physical abuse?
for the
Sorry.
children, yes.
Absolutely.
Hey, what, bro? I ain't gonna lie. Once you start hitting your partner, it's pretty much over. That shit, when you're physically abusing you and harming your partner, it's pretty much up.
I think I'm not going to say this is
divorce-
worse.
divorce
I
is
mean,
worse for the children.
I already
Is
said
cheating worse than physical
that
abuse?
if a
Cheating,
woman's
yeah.
getting abused, yeah, I think she should leave. Like, I mean, if it's a brief temporary thing, like
What if it's mental abuse?
Okay, now
Do you
It's
think
less
if
cut and
it's,
dry.
if it's
You
cheating
are
mental
Bro, these are not hard questions. Like, am I tripping? If your partner is abusing you in any way, that's red flag. Get the fuck out. Like, what the man or woman, if that's happening, you need to get the fuck out. That shit is gonna turn into some really toxic shit.
You're a
Alright.
child up for failure as well if you stay in like these abusive
Look, it's not
marriages.
If somebody's doing that to you, you need to take your kid too.
Yes, it is because you're literally every single psychologist. We can like Google it right now if you want. Will agree that the patterns that you have at home are going to replicate in their future, right? So if this
Facts.
child gets used to seeing their other loved ones and probably them being talked down upon, being treated badly, they normalize that behavior. So you're
Yeah.
setting
it
them,
does get passed down generations.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Get some help.
you're setting
But-
them up
but to
for
go-
failure in the
again, this
workplace
is-
and relationships.
I
in the
just want
future.
you guys to understand this is like the reason why I sit on this podcast and like extol the virtues that I do is because it's like I think we need more righteous biblical masculinity in the world where you actually have good men that are going to be good leaders of their households. They're not going to beat their
Wait, bro, I thought it was like one of those red pill podcasts where they tell dudes how to sleep with as much women as possible. Where's all this religious stuff coming from?
wives or emotionally or mentally abuse them or any of these things. Like that's why I continue to do this podcast with Brian.
I thought they do this to teach dudes to smash us, like how to smash as much chicks as possible. I'm pretty sure that's where most of their fans come here for.
Because we need to make men great again so that we don't have these situations
no.
continue.
But,
to
Yeah,
But
you're
it
talking
does-
about liberal men who would
but there's
get epically
probably-
triggered
Facts.
like
But there's-
snowflakes.
but there's
Facts.
probably
And
gonna
they'd be like, "You're equal to me. I'm gonna beat you up."
But there's probably going to be cases where there are like really, really horrible marriages. And my question is, would you recommend those people to like choose happiness and like divorce and try to like be on their own because being in the relationship makes them really, really unhappy? Maybe even suicidal. Who knows? Do you think they should rather stay just because they?
But you're
swore-
I think they
You're-
should
you're
go. I
taking-
think they should go to
you're
church
taking
and
a-
return to God.
Ain't no way that's his answer, bro. Like, religious people try to use religion to justify the most insane shit. Like, if you look at the countries who are really religious, a lot of the times, like, they're messed up. Like, people have used some really insane, like, religion to justify a lot of insane shit in the past.
Like you're taking a very,
so that
very.
these
Yeah, but I
issues
don't.
go away.
Yeah,
You're
I don't
taking
think
a
the
very- wait,
issues
wait,
would
wait,
go
hold
away.
on.
Let's say if your partner is being really, really, really bad to you, and there's like so many things that he needs therapy, but he's not doing it. Do you think that the wife in that case should stick around for that, even though it might be really bad for her and the child?
But
It's
you're
better to
taking
stick around
you're
for
taking
that
an
than-
extremely
than
niche.
separating.
Hold on, you're
Yeah.
taking an
I
extremely
don't think it's very
niche
extreme.
example.
Bro, there's a lot of people in abusive relationships. Bro, like, even like a past girl I was talking to, bro, like, her, like, when she got comfortable, got comfortable and started talking about her past relationships, bro, she showed me some really fucked shit from her past relationship. She had pictures that she had a broken nose, bruises all over her body, bro. There's a lot of chicks getting abused out here.
Well, you are.
I don't think it is.
Okay, well,
I
you
think
are.
there's a lot of
So listen, you're taking an
relationships out there
extremely
that-
niche example and you're blanket statementing it for like the entire
I'm
solution
not saying it
of
at all.
divorce.
I think that. I think
you
it could
are,
be-
though.
No, I'm not saying.
But you're saying like,
no,
what if
wait,
the
wait.
guy is like the wife,
Yeah, I'm asking.
A lot of cases, shit like that is happening.
and then
you what
like
you
the
think, what
kids
you
are
would
like
recommend for
fucking.
the-
Because, wait.
They love Black Lives Matter.
Because I never see you conservatives talk about problems like this. That won't,
I'm
like,
not a
that is
conservative,
happening.
first of all. How
Okay,
dare
but
you
I never
assume
see-
my
I never
political
see you talk
affiliation?
about problems that
Wait.
might happen in a marriage after
Typically,
you
when
get
his
married.
points
I
are
think-
raised,
I always
it's
see
the
you guys
poison the
talk
well.
about. I always see you guys talk about how you get there and all these things. But when it actually comes to like happiness and like mental health, I never see you talk about any of it. And like
This is
what to
why-
do in
Mental health is
situations
a
like
side
this.
Melina, I want to make
Yeah.
the point. This is why I tell people that they need to find God and go to church, because it's like all of these problems that you're describing, if somebody authentically has a relationship with Christ and they're living in alignment with the word, like it's going to mitigate 99%
yes,
of
but
these
I
issues.
do know.
Bro, what the Bro, like God gave you a fucking brain to use. You know what I'm saying? She asked you a logical question and you're answering it with, "Oh, God will solve it." Bro, what the use your own brain, bro. Stop trying to scapegoat from the question, bro.
Conservatives that is
Yeah,
going to
there's
church
fucked
and
up
they
people out
still abuse their partners.
Physically,
And I'm
wait,
asking-
you-
fucked up
wait,
people.
wait,
You are
hold
going
on,
to
hold on.
sta- I'm asking you if you're going to stick
So
up
wait,
for
wait,
those
you
people.
know
And what
conservative.
would you say? Would you tell them to divorce, or would you tell them to
Time
stick
out, time out.
along
You-
in an abusive relationship?
You say you know conservative men right now that are beating their wives?
No, I'm saying that they probably exist, right? I mean, I'm asking you, what would you say to help those
What would you
cases?
say to?
Bro, like she's asking him valid questions, and this dude is trying to hit her with some gotcha questions instead of actually thinking about this and using logic. And the other one is just saying Jesus will solve it. If you're a dude and you're hitting your girl, bro, you need to go to jail. Fuck that.
The liberal men who are beating their wives.
She would say
Yeah, but
don't
it's
divorce.
not the
She would say
same.
divorce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you divorce.
Why
Wait,
like
what'd she say?
liberal men.
Right? I mean, I'm asking you, what would you say to help those
What would you
cases?
say to liberal men who are beating their wives?
Bro, what kind of dumbass question is that? She's not like saying a specific like political thing. What the? This is not even like political. What the fuck?
She would say
Yeah, but
don't
it's
divorce.
not the
She would say
same.
divorce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you divorce. But like,
Stop
but it's a
beating
lot-
her.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier as a liberal if you're non-religious to just divorce,
Like,
right?
the
But
point-
but
the-
if you're really really religious, like really heavily, and you have a lot of pressure from your parents and like society, if you, or like the group that you're coming from, the culture, it's going to be a lot harder for you to divorce
But
because
you're-
She's right. I come from a religious family and background. That shit is true. Like, there's some insane fucking pressure to be in like fucked up like relationships and marriages just to hold it together. It does exist. That is true.
have the
creating,
pressure
like,
to stick.
you're creating,
Because
like,
you guys are saying like no matter what happens, you stick in the marriage, even though it might be
But again,
really
to
like
go
mental
back,
damage
Melina,
and
so-
Melina,
anything, right?
why you
Melina, to
choose
go
your
back to the
partners
point,
wisely.
Nev, one second, to go back to the point that I was making, you know, encouraging people to go to church. If somebody's in a situation like that, this is a concern that ought to be brought before the church and taken care of with the elders and the other people that are there. And like, let's say John is beating his wife, right? And his wife comes to the church.
If John is beating his
She's
wife,
like-
John needs to go to jail, bro. John does not need to go to fucking, or needs to get some mental fucking help. All right. People, some insane shit goes down in churches. They touch kids in there. Like, what the?
Hey, like this is a problem.
With two
I
black
want to
eyes,
divorce him.
like, hey,
you
this
know,
guy
at
whooped
that
my
point in
ass.
time, the church leadership can step in and be like, "Yo, John, why are you beating your wife?"
Which honestly, I appreciate them asking.
If somebody comes up to you and they're telling you like they're beating their wife, I'm gonna tell you to get the fuck away from your wife. That's it. You need to stay the fuck away from that person. You should not be putting your hands on your partner. Simple. Is this so fucking hard?
A lot of institutions wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
There might be valid reasons.
and they
Yeah.
ought to. And this is
I've already told her twice.
This
but-
is
You're a grown ass man putting your hands on a female, bro. You already crossed the fucking serious line. If you're not like using it to like how to say, if your life is not in danger and you putting your hands on a woman, bro, you crossed the serious fucking line. And if you're a dude and your girl is hitting you, you need to leave that bitch. Simple as that.
It's a positive. This is a positive social pressure that comes with being a part of the body of Christ and like actually being involved, right? Like there's so many benefits to people seeking God and going to church and like being a part of a community like that, where a situation like you're describing arising, like there's going to be a ton of social accountability. But when people are atomized and they're separated from the rest of their community and stuff, and they're, you know, they have like a secular conservative home, you don't have that social net to like protect
People used to get lynched for doing things like that.
I think the
Okay.
issue
You
is that,
just
like,
say
in the
that?
broadest, in the most macro, broadest sense, I think the big disagreements is it feels like on our side, it feels like we're talking about relationships like they're meant to be enjoyed, and you guys are talking about relationships like they're meant to be endured.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a little bit of both. Like, there's a little bit of both. You're supposed to, like, it has its up and downs. But if you're beating each other, that shit needs to end. Both of y'all need to go away from each other, bro. On top of that, like, if somebody's beating their wife and stuff, chances are they're beating their children, too.
I mean, to an extent, a relationship.
I like the I like how you guys get two totally opposite.
I disagree with the idea.
Wait.
The idea
So-
that they're just meant to be endured, again, it's another false dichotomy, right? Like you're saying,
He agreed, though.
I did. No.
No, and you do have to
but
endure.
you're saying it's
I understand
you do
reasonably.
You do have to endure.
Endure. Look,
You have to endure.
Marriage comes down to, in my opinion, my humble opinion, as a single 28-year-old man. You know, I can't speak from experience, but it's like I listen to guys like Jordan Peterson, and he makes incredible points in the sense that there is a lot to be enjoyed in marriage, like you guys are describing, but also at the same time,
Bro, I've been in a relationship with a chick that was abusing like mentally me, and I ended that shit as soon as I fucking could. You should not be in a relationship like that. That shit is toxic and will destroy you, literally. Like, men get abused too. It exists. Both of you. If your partner is abusing you, get the fuck out, bro. Stop staying with somebody like that. They clearly don't give a fuck about you.
it takes personal sacrifice. It
Yeah.
takes endurance. It takes like sticking through thick and thin and like really sacrificing for the relationship. It's not all. It's not going to be daisies
To
and
a certain
roses
point,
the entire
right?
time.
I mean,
think-
Destiny, I
Yeah.
think you can
To a
agree
certain
that
point.
majority, like nowadays, the majority of like average people and people in general, they just give up too quick on anything.
I don't know. I think that the disagreements that
100%.
we're
You
having
disagree?
is that
You think the
No.
people are like
It's-
more to like push through things and
the
like not
issue
having
is
an
that we can survive better independently without relationships. So women's standards for enjoying relationships is getting higher. And
That's
I
true.
think that we're having an issue like trying
In
to
America.
negotiate. Well, in most of the Western world, probably. Right?
which is all failing.
There's also a lot of
It's the
propaganda.
most successful compared to what?
I mean,
What are we
compared
failing
to,
to?
well, I mean, failing as a nation, failing in obesity.
What nation are we failing compared to?
Well, let's see. America, let's see. Obesity rates are on a climb. Let's see. We can't get
You're
enough.
not answering the question. What country or what other?
Damn, she's cooking you, bro. God damn. Holy shit, bro. Where do they get these girls? They usually bring some really dumb girls on here, but these ones got brains.
Like, what are we failing to?
Okay, so let's talk about failing in regards to obesity. We're the
No,
we're-
She's asking for an example of a country that's doing it right.
Not wrong. You
so
can still fail objectively.
right. No, we don't need
What
This dude doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He just says a bullshit.
country?
listen,
You're saying
just-
we're failing as a whole.
Just
that
real-
suggests that
I-
there's
I
a
get
measure
it.
of success. What country succeeds?
No,
We're
no.
declining. We were
It's
better
like-
100 years ago.
Yeah. That you're trying to say like we need to find another country that's doing it right, but I'm just saying no. Wrong is wrong, and we're doing it wrong. Like if we're trending in the wrong direction, like we're getting fatter, we cannot meet military recruitment and like requirements.
What
and
the
all.
fuck? Holy shit.
No,
My bad.
drug use is at an all-time high. Self-deletion
They're just cutting him off because they know he's bullshitting.
is at an all-time high. Single mother households going up. American